my own stream? Okay, that's stupid. I can donate to myself. You know, Joe, I actually do interviews on my channel. Most are unlisted. Would you like to do one? Yeah, sure. I'd like to do an interview. That sounds fun. Ah,
Hello, JoeCookee.
hello. What's up?
How are you doing today, friend?
I I'm having a great day.
I can.
I got my video done. Just waiting on the thumbnail. I got a haircut. I did a stream. It's been very productive.
It's a good productive day. Since it hasn't dropped yet, but since it'll be dropping like after this video's uploaded, do you mind telling what the video will be?
It is a video on Spookface's new Gubby Slaughter Revenge 3000 game. It's just a little gameplay video, not like a coverage of any like ARG or anything, but it should be a lot of fun to watch. I think my viewers will enjoy it.
That's good. Is this gonna be a main channel video or a secondary channel video?
It will probably be a main channel video, although I do think it could probably like fit into the category of a second channel video, but I'm kind of just uploading it on the main to hold me over for the rest of the month of April.
I understand. Oh, well, also because it's Spookface related, I feel like it'll be a good little exploration. Is this a community involved video or is this a solo kind of thing?
A little solo adventure.
A little solo
Just me.
adventure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see. I see. Well, it's good to have you here today. Amongst the graveyard of scrapped interviews on this channel, I hope that this is one that'll stay up. So hopefully
Yeah, dude.
we'll hopefully see this one
For
to
sure.
stay up forever and ever
I hope
against
so
the sands
too.
of time. Getting this started off, little introduction for yourself. Tell me about what you like to do on your channel, what it is you make videos about, and what you want to do going forward.
Got you. So yeah, I'm JoeCookee. I make primarily videos on ARGs, Roblox ARGs, but I like to think of myself as just somebody who likes to make videos on whatever I think is cool. I've made videos on source engine mysteries. I've made videos on quote unquote real life mysteries. I've done videos on sleep paralysis and the paranormal, all type of stuff. So I've got my toes in multiple seas, you could say.
You're dipping your fries in multiple sauces.
Yeah, exactly. What I want to do going forward is stick to the niche that I have here with my main channel, but I obviously want to grow. I want to improve my content, and I want to build a larger community, but I also kind of want to pivot to possibly, further down the line, more IRL stuff and stream focused stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but who knows? Who knows where my path may lead as a content creator? I'm still pretty small, and I'm kind of like cherishing these times because if I do hopefully end up getting big down the road, I feel like this is kind of the time when I can really have like a close connection with like my community and like kind of get to know like the people who watch me, kind of like yourself. And yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to like, take stock of the most is my community at this like smaller stage in my career, if you could call it that.
Yeah, I think that's good. So relating to the aspect of like all of these ARG videos and everything else that you make, what would you say is the most fun kind of video to make for you?
The most fun kind of video to make is um on an ARG or a mystery that has like a way for you as the person to like directly interact with it and not manipulate but like have an influence on like the storyline or the like the ARG itself. So like two things I can think of, actually three things I can think of. are Spookface, Dreamgate, and funnily enough, even though I always, kind of denounce it and say it's kind of shitty, AAES. Those three were all ARGs that had web series elements along with the actual game element, and I was able to like participate in the story and like interact with the world, around me, the world that the creator had, curated. And I find that that's like the most fun because you can build communities off of these ARGs, people trying to solve these mysteries and these puzzles. Like it's a ton of fun when you get to actually like solve the mystery with other people other than
Mhm.
just yourself.
I get that. So you said that you kind of denounce AAES. Why is that?
AES, dude. AES is a fuck. I don't really know how to put it in a professional way. It's kind of just a clusterfuck. It's like,
Too much going
you
on.
know, yeah, way too much going on, and I feel like the best way that I've ever described it, and like people have kind of agreed with me on this, like this is a pretty accurate way to describe it, is it's like joining a friend group and all of the people in the friend group are like, super interested in hanging out with you and like showing you like all this, cool stuff. But they use all of this like lingo and all these inside jokes, and they find those inside jokes hilarious, but you have zero fucking clue what they mean, and they take zero time to explain it to you. That's
Mhm.
kind of like how AAS was.
I get you. So it's just kind of like too much going on in too many different little places where you're just kind of lost in it because there's too much kind of like non-tangential content.
It's spread too thin, and there's very little story direction. I feel like, at least at the time. Um, I don't really know how it's going right now because I'm pretty sure it's still an ongoing investigation. But yeah, I kind of stepped away after I asked the ARG creator. I told him, I told NLAD Floppa Cube, I said, I'll for sure make a second part on this because I want to and I want to see where this goes, but I'm not gonna do that if you make this more convoluted than it already is. And in response, he told me that it's not an ARG and that Dump is gonna make 500 games for us to explore. Uh,
Hmm.
to the untrained ear, that sounds like uh, babble to say the least,
Yeah.
because it is. But
That's very
basically,
much
what
so
that
like
means,
it would kill like a serf, like some like medieval
yeah,
child.
exactly, yeah. Some like Victorian child's brain would probably fucking explode if it heard like the past 2 minutes of
Hmm.
my speech. It would be bad.
Yeah. All right, now put that through a spectrogram. Uh, so let's touch up on some of the series that you've covered really quick, and I'll name one, and you can give me sort of a brief synopsis of it and your take on it. Um, and then afterward, we can go through the same series, and like you can kind of guide me through what it is, what it took to make the videos about it. So let's start off with, I mean, the biggest
Yeah.
one, Spookface. Tell me
Yeah.
your take on that.
Spookface is about a troubled individual who is getting gang stalked on Roblox by what is assumedly sentient AI that is controlled by a hive mind. Um, and there are theories that say that Spookface may actually be a part of the hive mind, and that's why he's so scared of the gang stalkers, and that's why the gang stalkers are so interested in him. Spookface was the first ARG I ever covered, and it's kind of how I got my ticket to being a niche internet micro celebrity. And I'm always like it's probably like my favorite one, to be honest. And I honestly have a lot of nostalgia for it because at this point I must have uploaded that video um, close to a year ago now, probably like 9, 10 months ago. So I have a pretty deep connection to
Oh my God,
that series.
sorry.
Whoa, okay. See, that's something that would send Spookface out of whack right
I
there.
just, sorry, I just got so
Just couldn't
scared.
contain yourself.
I,
Just had. Had to post a little gang stalker tree for the
Oh.
boys.
All right, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, but Spookface is probably my favorite and the one that I'm most closely connected to, and I have a lot of passion for it. And unfortunately, the ARG has kind of come to a little deadlock with Spook focusing on the development of Gubby Revenge Slaughter 3000. But I hope he does continue it at some point down the road, and we can see where it goes from there.
Can you tell me a little bit about Spookface himself? Like, is it kind of like a bit? Is it because to me it kind of seems like he's his own lol cow sometimes through the way he portrays
His
himself.
Yeah, that honestly, you know, I've spoken to him in character and out of character, and I'm gonna be honest. Outside, like it, the only real difference is that ARG Spookface when he's in character, uh, is just you know excruciatingly terrified of gang stalkers and the possibility of the people around him being gang stalkers. Other than that, I mean, there obviously is differences, but Spookface in the ARG, even in the videos and like in the videos like that I've made on him, like you can tell, like I say it pretty bluntly, like this guy's pretty blunt, kind of like sarcastic, dry, a bit of a dickhead at
He's
times.
almost rude. I mean, I
Yeah,
remember in one
yeah,
of the earlier videos you made, it was the scene where he's with Dan TDM and he just says something so rude to him. I can't remember what it
yeah,
was,
he's
but
very rude to Dan TDM.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
he's a little bit like that normally, but he's kind of funny to talk to. The way his mind works is it's really interesting, and I think he's a cool guy. And other than the fact that he can be a little rude at times, I think that he's good hearted and he means well.
Just an artisan.
Yeah,
Moving on from
he's a
Spookface.
misunderstood genius.
That's true. Tell me a little bit about Face 001.
Face 001 is a mystery about. Okay, well, the main protagonist, the guy who also made the ARG, is Gan Seaframe,
Mm-hmm.
a friend of mine. Um, but the story kind of goes like the main protagonist finds out about this old Roblox anomaly called Face 001 that was a failed. I think I'm kind of trying to rack my brain because it's been so long since I covered it, but it was a failed um, like assistant, like AI bot type thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like basically a prototype to like a surveillance bot that like Roblox interns will use to surveil kind of like they act like in the same vein that gang Spookface's gang stalkers do, but
Kind of like
they use them to
moderation.
like yeah, they basically use them to like moderate and surveil certain users, but Face 001 was a failed prototype of these bots, and now it's basically developed sentience and turned into a malevolent being that is trying to invade people's computers, and it succeeds most times.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Um, would you say that it has a? You said your friend made it. Is this like some sort of online friend or somebody you actually know?
Yeah, online friend. I met Gansey Frame through the Spookface investigation, and that's why if you watch Face 001, you can kind of see a lot of parallels and like similarities between Spookface and Face 001 because that was Gan's like Gan has made ARGs before that point, and he's made plenty after the fact, but Face 001 was his first big one. It was the one that's gotten him the most recognition. Like when people say Gan Frame, they don't think of Happy Town. They think of Face 001. Unfortunately,
That's
even
the
though
big one.
yeah,
That's his
um,
that's like Tony Domenico and Petscop versus like the 3D
exactly,
Whisker. You know?
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to describe it. But I met Gan through the Spookface investigation. I think he's hilarious. He can also be a dick at times, but I think he's a creative genius. He's super talented. Um, he's got a lot going for him. I just wish he was a little less rough around the edges, but what can you do? Not everyone's perfect.
Usually when people are very creatively driven, they've got sort of an edge to them. It's just kind of like
Yeah,
balancing out the scale.
exactly. Yeah, he's a super talented individual. He doesn't reveal too much about himself either, but he's in the same way that Spookface is like an interesting individual. That's how Gansey Frame is.
I see.
Really, funny guy. You know,
Hmm.
don't mind playing a couple games with him, talking to him. Just an interesting person.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
We'll take a little break from going through all of your videos and just kind of pecking your brain about that. So, my next question: walk me through your research process. How do you go through a series or like go through a game and like do you take notes about it? Tell me about your information gathering process.
Got you. So it depends on the video, but like I'd say like 80% of my content is focused around web series. And like even the ARGs that are like more interactive, like they have web series elements. So like 90% of the shit that I cover is like web series. So like my formula basically is I'll watch the video, and while I watch it, I'll have a Google Doc open and I'll take notes on the Google Doc like and describe what's happening. So I'm writing my script like in real time as I'm watching this video, like how I kind of try to put myself in the shoes of my audience and kind of think like, okay, if I'm like a fucking 40-year-old guy that's never heard of an ARG before in his life and I stumble across this video, how am I going to keep him entertained and like describe to him what's going on
Mhm.
and like like convey properly like what's going on in this video, because a lot of people don't know how the source engine works or how like Roblox Studio works or stuff like that, and a lot of these ARG elements have uh like stuff like that kind of attached to them. So you kind of have to like what I do is I'll just like write out the script, explain everything, and then after the video's over, um I'll do like an explanation and like kind of unpack it all. Like that's why I say, oh, this is a lot to unpack. Like that's like one of the buzzwords in my like
Mhm.
community, uh, is because like I unpack all of that information and I kind of like make it easier for the person to digest. So if I'm just describing like suddenly a weird face appears out of nowhere and jump scares us, okay, well why did that happen? And I'll explain why that happened and kind of what it implies moving forward.
I understand. Um, how would you say that you go about like editing your videos? What do you like to do first? What do you um
Um,
you know?
that's a good question. So my videos, it's like I pretty much follow like the same formula that I've been using since I made that first spook face video. And I break from the mold every now and again just to like experiment. And usually like does pretty well regardless, but the main like formula that I follow is I'll do an intro, and I'll put in like the audio of like I'll actually, matter of fact, I'll write the script first. Um I write like relatively like not the whole script, but I'll write the intro and then maybe like the synopsis for like the first video in the web series. But
Mhm.
I'll always do the intro first, and I'll record the audio for the intro. And I just go in DaVinci Resolve, I open a new project, and I plop the audio in for that intro. And then I'll edit around it. I'll choose music that I think is fitting for it. And my intros are like I mean, you've watched my videos. My intros are pretty like kind of long and like
They're
a
robust.
little, yeah, they're pretty robust, and like I go into like a lot of stuff about like themes that kind of like pertain to the ARG, which I mean it might be doing too much, but I like doing it just because it kind of like lets me you know bring out my like writing side a little more. It kind of lets me like be a little more creative with my videos.
Hmm.
um so I'll record the intro and edit around that, and then from there I just kind of go video to video, and I don't record all of the videos at once. I'll record one video, and then I'll put it in DaVinci Resolve, edit around that, and then I'll record the next one and then explain that, unpack it, edit around that.
Hmm.
And if there is interactive elements, I kind of just put in the raw footage, some music over it. Where text or like funny images are needed, I'll put those in there. But it's more or less just kind of like cutting out fluff and like keeping in the important information that people need to know.
I see. Would you say that when you're making the intro, do you think that that sets the precedent for the rest of the video, or would you say that it's kind of its own separate thing and that the clips that you're going over kind of set the precedent? Because you said you do them in sessions where you, funny,
Yeah.
unpack it when you unpack
Yeah.
each different little segment in video. Would you say that it's more tangential when you make the video or you make the intro? Do you think that sets the stage for the rest of the video, or is it just kind of bit by bit that you take it?
I think it sets like a subconscious stage for the rest of the video. I think the intro by far is the most important thing about any video. I feel like that's kind of common knowledge too, but like if
It's
you
the hook.
can't hook somebody in the first like 10-20 seconds of your video, like you're fucked. They're not gonna watch the video. So um I try to make it as interesting as possible and like pertain to like really like appeal to like people's like pathos. Like I'll be like, you know, I'll be like, have you played like do you remember Roblox in 2016? Like and that immediately like fires off like that nostalgic memory for people who played Roblox like back in those
Mm-hmm.
ages. Or um with this most recent video, Dreamgate, I didn't really have an intro that was similar to like all my other ones at all. I just go straight into it. I'm like, on March 3rd, I received an email from Dreamgate Industries, like, and that is also like a good enough hook as the rest of my videos. It's just it kind of I vary, but my main goal with my videos is to explain the general themes of the rest of the video with the intro and kind of go into that, and then I'll let the web series or the ARG speak for itself. And while people are watching, they'll have that intro in the back in their head, even if they don't realize it. They still watch it. It's like that information's still in their subconscious, and they'll watch the rest of the video, and I feel like it probably makes it a little more rewarding when they get to the end and they kind of see how all those pieces of information like tied into the themes that I established in the intro.
I see. That's really cool. I will say, I when you said that it's like a hook, that definitely grabbed me because I think if I didn't do like a 2 minute Duel of the Fates intro for the J Defender interview, I don't think anybody would have sat around and listened to like a closeted gay man who's a little cow
Exactly.
say
Like
slurs
you
for
have
an
you
hour
have
and 40
you have
minutes.
to yeah, dude, you have to hook them because like people don't know, like 90% of people don't know what's going on. When people say spook face, the mystery of a man like gang stalked by sentient AI, they see, like that thumbnail. The thumbnail and the title are also a very important thing, but when they think like, okay, that might be very cool, and they click on it and there's no, setting the precedent, there's no setting the stage, there's nothing like that. And the only thing that there is just me like playing bottled sentience, like that's gonna trip them up, and they're like, okay, well, what the fuck is going on? And there's no point to watch the video at that
Mm,
point. Just click off because you won't know what the fuck's going on. And the
yeah,
only people who will know what's going on are the people that are investigating the ARG, like you are. So
yeah.
I try to make my shit best for like a generalized audience, not just the people who have been investigating those ARGs. But I
Mm,
do kind of try to like cater to them too because those are the people that are supporting this creator the most, and I feel like kind of like feeding them a bit of the piece of the pie, and then also like bringing in more investigators for the ARG creators. I feel
mm.
like that's kind of like my way of giving back
You're trying to
to
please the
the
people that were
ARG
there for
creators.
with you, doing it with you, and then also
Exactly.
bring in new recruits. I get you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, moving on to my next question for you. What what grievances do you have with some of these series that we've talked about so far, which is being Spook Face, Face 001, AES?
um, the two main ones. I'll keep the first one a little Roblox specific. I'm kind of tired of like the retro trope. Like I get it. Like old Roblox is like it you know scratches that like nostalgic itch that a lot of us have, and it's fucking like old sounds, and like it's kind of creepier in a way
I
just
feel like
because
it's
it
pulling
was
on an
so long ago.
archaic sense. Things are scarier when it's old.
older. Yeah, exactly. That is a good way to describe it. And I feel like it's way easier to make a ARG kind of scary when it's like this is archived footage from 2000 fucking 2001 Roblox Dynablocks. Like, okay,
Yeah.
bro, like we get it. Like, this is old, it's retro, it's been done a fucking thousand times before. And I think one thing that I really don't like a lot is like unoriginality, and you can use like unoriginal concepts in your ARG and it can still be great. Like Decoded Collective, like that's an ARG that has like that retro trope kind of going on with it, but it's super interesting because the main antagonist is super interesting, the ARG itself is super interesting, it's fun to investigate, and the characters kind of bring it together, and you care about the characters that are like actually experiencing this mystery. So I think you can use unoriginal concepts, but as long as the like hello.
Yeah, we're having some. I don't know what it is. I think my
that
connection's doing good. How are your bars looking, pal?
that might have been me. My
Mm,
whole Discord just crashed.
yeah, I think that might have been what happened, pal. Yeah,
Where
so
what was I saying?
I don't even know because I couldn't hear it.
Where did I
I
where did
think
I
I
stop?
I think I
Where
asked you about some of your
what was the last?
grievances. It was we were on the topic of archaic Roblox
Okay,
being repetitive.
what are some of my grievances?
Yeah, let's. I'll
Okay,
while I'm
I'll start
editing
from the
this,
top.
I'll just cut that out.
Well, I'll start from the top there. That was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
I was like I saw like the voice connected thing, like the bars go down a little bit, and I was like, oh, I hope he can still hear me. And then like I was like, I mean, we could both agree on that, right? And then you went, eh, like like a fucking like cutting out sound, dude. I was like, okay, it's
Yeah,
fucked.
that was interesting, bro.
Okay, wait. But I didn't cut out before you asked me about the grievances stuff, right?
No, you were fine then. So we'll just kind of take it from the top on that. We talked about how it's like archaic and how old is getting repetitive, but we'll
Yeah.
continue after that.
Okay, so I've talked about like the retro stuff, right?
Yeah, how it's kind of I don't like using this term, and I'm not using it in like the conventional way, but retro slop. I'm saying it as in like it's just being reused. I do
Yeah.
think that the whole retro slop thing on Roblox is retarded, but and I'm not saying
It
like I
is.
think it's bad, but I think it's stupid that people are like making a huge deal out of like, oh my god, you're an idiot, when people have also like been doing this for years and years.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like, like people can do it right though, Like people like Decoded Collective, for example. Decoded Collective is an ARG that like does the retro slop, like not retro slop, but like the retro atmosphere like well.
Mm-hmm.
Like they use an unoriginal concept as like the setting, but the rest of the ARG itself is super interesting. It's fun to investigate and you care about the characters. So like it makes it a fun ARG, and you can have like a good ARG with unoriginal concepts where it kind of starts bridging the line between like using unoriginal concepts but still having like a fun, well-made, interesting ARG with like cool story elements and cool characters, and, and then bridging the line to unoriginality and this shit sucks. And I feel like I'm there's not really a lot of like bad things I can say about the ARGs that I've covered, but the one thing that I can say, and this kind of ties back to what I said, I have two grievances, two big ones.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is like the retro trope, and because I just feel like it's getting old, I wish people would kind of deviate a little more, like Spookface did.
Yeah.
But the second one, which Spookface is also guilty of, is the sentient AI thing. And I'm just gonna say this: the first, pretty much the first person to do the sentient AI thing right and fucking like do it beautifully and have no issues, and they're the first person to do it, and it's original, and that's why it's good. Is, say it with me, Anamade Interloper. That was the first person
I
to do
would say they did it amazingly, but I'm gonna debate you on this. I would say it was Tony Domenico with Petscop.
it. Actually, you might be right.
I think I'm right about that. I think Anamade did it's the whole thing, and I really I beg you, Joseph, I beg you, please, even if not in its entirety, take it part by part. Please cover Interloper. there's not enough good YouTubers that cover Interloper. I think it's the What Show. He has great videos, but I'm tired of the What Show having the only good videos about Interloper, besides it being like some guy with 3K subscribers who's forcing his voice to be deeper and trying to trying to sound cool
I
while he
think
talks for about Interloper for 20 minutes.
yeah, I would love to make an interloper video. It's just such a daunting task. I think it eventually will happen at some point just because it's a project. Like that's by far my most favorite ARG. I know I said earlier that Spookface was my favorite. That's my favorite Roblox ARG. My favorite ARG period is interloper
Mm-hmm.
by without a doubt. I do kind of look forward to the point when I'll eventually cover it, but until then, it's kind of just like a logistics issue for me. It's
I
like,
get you.
oh, it's gonna be so hard. But as I was saying, you're probably right about the Petscop thing too. I feel like that they probably were the first people to do the sentient AI trope. But like Interloper did it so well, and I feel like Interloper is like comparable to like the level of popularity that Petscop had, and Interloper being uh like centered around the Source engine, which I feel like the Source engine and Source engine games are also very closely connected to the Roblox like community in a way. Like tons of like you'll always see like Gmod and TF2 and Half-Life references and like tons of people's games. So I feel like the Source like aspect is what made Interloper so appealing to Roblox ARGs that kind of started adopting the sentient AI trope from Interloper, like taking inspiration from that. And I feel like the first person to do that, at least in the Roblox space, um, was Spookface.
Yeah.
And then since then, it's been AAS and Dreamgate and Deercom in Gmod.
Yeah.
It's been Decoded Collective. It's been um, Face 001. It's been virtually every single ARG that I've covered on my channel has had the main thing, the main like big bad that's creepy about the entire thing, if it's creepy at all, is there's an AI that is sentient and it's powerful.
I think the most compelling thing, and I'm still on about the Interloper thing. The most compelling thing to me about Interloper is it's just how interesting it is. Like, dude, I love that series so much so to the fact where I went through and like did research on it. And you know the video of what is the F Sky demo? Not the
Mm-hmm.
not like the recorded game demo, but like the
The
technology
one
demo.
where they're like
They're
dancing
dancing.
around and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like I had to dig for like 30 minutes to find the song to that. And I love that song so much. Like it's just there's so many good things about that series that are just okay. And I will say this,
It's great. I have so much respect for Anamide. Like,
yeah.
dude, like Anomi's possibly like one of the most like creative, like talented people like
Oh yeah, especially
in space, like by
with
far.
their like skill on Source Filmmaker too, and like their past in the Source Filmmaker community. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
But
they
I
have
will say
Saxby.
this, and they literally do have a Saxy. That is insane. I just remembered that. But one of my big gripes about a lot of the content that you do, and not like your content specifically, but the zeitgeist of it,
Yeah,
the group,
I
the
know what you mean.
collective. I think I
Yeah,
talked with you earlier about this, but when people involve their community too much in what they're doing, it bothers me because then it becomes more so about it becomes less so about the story and more so about the community that the creator has surmised within it. Like,
right. Yeah,
okay, and
I get that.
like even with like some of my comfort YouTubers, right? Like I'm not gonna name him, but there was this YouTuber that I really liked, and I was like I even had like their subscription, like their channel membership, just because I liked their videos that much, and I like paid for like the early access to them, and then it started to be a thing where it was all collaborative. I was like, this was my tea time fucking YouTuber. I would make
Right,
tea
and
and sit down and watch it, and now it's like
now it's being
now it's
like
multiple people like
slowly. Yeah, I get you.
but
Yeah,
like
I
yeah,
think Interloper kind of did that
it did it
right
perfectly.
though.
It did it perfectly. It took something
Yeah.
and then made it where it like okay, I love 000. It's a cool concept. And I feel like it's executing it too closely to interloper to the point where it's kind of even the formatting for like the direct messages going back and forth, where you'll see it in interloper where you have the God, what was it called? The application for
Skybox
the
or Project
Project
Skybox.
Skybox. You have like that kind of like the spheres and cubes with the question marks on
Yeah,
them in the background, and it's kind of like
yeah.
a dithered effect on it, and then you see like the
Hmm.
text box pop up with the Half-Life 2 sounds. I think that that is beautiful. I love that. But then I saw it in 000 and I was like, this just feels unoriginal. And how caught up are you with 000? Because I'm pretty sure
I'm I've almost fully caught up. I haven't watched the most recent
I
episode.
remember. Okay, and this is gonna be for any JoeCookee viewers. I'm gonna talk about it. But when I think it's Mimi,
Hmm.
after Mimi gets blown up, I think it's that was the fucking angel from Evangelion's name, right? The big cube.
Yeah.
The nice one, Mimi. After it gets like fucking blown up and eradicated, I feel like it becomes, and they're going through all like the TF2 lobbies and all that. You remember that? I assume.
Yeah, I know all about that. I'm actually like pretty like close knit um with like the interloper and like 000 investigation like community. I'm not like super tight with them, but like I've got a lot of friends in that space, and like a few of them are like my patrons, and like so I know all about like the 000
You
stuff.
do, okay.
And 000 I feel like I really loved it, like not as much as I loved Interloper obviously, and I respected the inspiration that 000 took from Interloper, because even though it's like it's pretty on the nose, it's like okay, like like this could pass as like a parody of Interloper,
Yeah.
but I think that the story itself is so unique and interesting that you can kind of look past that. And like even like with the whole like community interaction thing, I also talked to you about this earlier, but I feel like you can kind of give it a pass because at the time, and even like still now, I don't feel like there's that many new 000 investigators, but at the time 000 was like the entire like viewer base and investigation like quote unquote team were just the people like from the interloper server that had nothing to do, so they went to 000 and were investigating that. So it was like literally like 15 maybe 20 people
Yeah.
that were like actively investigating this and like having stages for it and like checking it out, and they all fell in love with it because it was so close to Interloper. And this was at a point in time when Interloper was like had a break or something. Like this was before the finale of
It was like
Interloper.
between like E and F.
Yeah, exactly. Which was a pretty long like stint. So
Mm-hmm.
they had this to investigate. And 000, made by Winter. Love Winter, by the way. Like she's awesome, super talented. Like just an amazing artist.
Yeah.
Created a really fun ARG for these people. And like Winter herself is also a part of like that interloper like clique, basically, that like investigated the entire thing. Like the 30 main people that like investigated the interloper mystery.
Yeah.
So I think like more than anything, 000 is a love letter to interloper,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like this might sound like a little corny, but like just like source ARGs in general, like the creativity that like goes into that, and like the like
No,
effort
I
that
don't
it
think
takes to
I
like
don't think that's
create
corny
something
at
like
all.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
my
think
only gripe with 000 as a whole is just the involvement in the community vocally. One thing that
yeah,
does like
yeah,
I would much rather sit through something and like watch all these people interact through like a chat box with something. I just feel like it takes too much away from the reaction when you hear a bunch of people openly reacting to whatever it is in the series. And whilst it doesn't take away from the like actual investigate, like the actual like
yeah. It kind of it like
yeah,
it breaks you out of like that immersiveness for sure.
yeah,
I definitely get that, because when you're like when like some crazy shit happens in game, and then like you hear like the TF2 voice chat like goes crazy, like, oh, that's this, like that connects to this,
that's the
and that's
interloper.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's like that's a part of like the lore. Like they actually said it like in the lore, like they're not supposed to know about this. Like this isn't like this is supposed to not be an ARG. Like it kind of like takes away from that. Like when you become characters in the lore, I feel like you kind of have to like role play a little bit, especially if those videos are gonna go up or like become a part of like the canon. Like you have to kind of role play a little bit to like maintain the integrity
Yeah.
of the series, because otherwise it'll break immersion for a lot of people, and I definitely felt that just like you did, for sure. But I still have a lot of respect for 000
Yeah,
and
and
Corsair.
Winter's a phenomenal artist.
Yeah,
She has made something special, and I think her characters in it, like the written ones, like 000,
yeah,
and
100%. Like Mimi, Explorer,
yeah,
uh
all of
Winter herself,
what was the name of the
Ashley.
yeah, Ashley, the shitty fucking girlfriend.
Yeah, Ashley.
Like what a well
Ashley,
written
Fuyo.
asshole.
Yeah,
And same with
100%.
Fuyo as well. Fuck Fuyo,
Yeah.
bro.
No, Fuyo's good. You gotta do the research.
Wait, do I?
You,
Am I not caught up?
I think you mean Zero.
No, Zero is the little kid, isn't he? He's just like fucking 14.
No, Zero's the guy who made
Yeah, the one
Source
with the
Friends.
broken English.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought he was just being fucking bullied by Fuyo. Am I not deep enough into the
No,
series?
bullied by Ashley.
Well,
Fuyo helped develop Source Friends.
but I could have sworn in the TF2 lobbies that what is it? Fuyo was taking all the credit for it and like saying that like Zero did nothing. And that it was just
Nah, but
and
Zero
oh, no, but that
Zero
was
was having a mental
he
breakdown.
was having a mental breakdown. Ashley was being a prick and saying that Fuyo did all
Ashley
of it,
was
and
instigating it.
Fuyo
Yeah.
was just fucking working.
Fuyo was just there.
Did Ashley make those
Fu-
lobbies? I can't remember.
Fuyo made the G mappers thing, I think,
The
or maybe
G,
they both did.
I don't
Zero
know,
Zero
cause
Zero and Fuyo both worked on Source Friends. Zero kind of like claimed it as his own project, even though I think Fuyo like actually in canon did do like the majority of the work.
mm-hmm.
And Ashley was worked up about it and kind of like baited Zero into like raging and like leaving the internet. I
Yeah,
think that's
some
how it
like
went.
some blue spike shit for Christian.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, but that was I don't know. I love 000. I've just been kind of like discontent with it after the and I am such a fickle person about series like that. Like one thing can
Yeah.
kind of set me off, and it was just kind of like the community involvement and hearing like a bunch of people that I wasn't like familiar with the voices of, and it was just odd to me. That's
Yeah,
the kind of
I
thing
get
where
that.
it's like imagine if Petscop had anything but Paul's
Petscop.
voice.
Imagine if Petscop had Pyrocynical like in fucking voice chat talk about like, oh,
Petscop
this
is a
is the big pump
masterpiece.
coming up.
Your boys at Garolina have done it again. Dude, I can quote that entire video. That's okay. Say like whatever. I don't care about Pyrocynical, but that video is like my comfort video on YouTube. That one video.
Petscop
That's
video.
like the Petscop video. Petscop 1 is a masterpiece.
Classic.
I love that video.
It is.
But yeah,
Is a classic.
I think you should also cover Petscop too if you ever eventually do. I feel like I mean, do you like Nexpo? Do you ever watch Nexpo's videos?
Yeah, I've watched an Expo video here and there.
Nexpo has two videos on Petscop that I adore so much. Even going above above to say I think they're better than the original Pyrocynical video.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Like,
I
okay,
feel like that's a pretty high bar to beat, though.
I know, but like I feel like Pyrocynical's Petscop video from like a perspective of covering it is not even that crazy, but it's so iconic and it became such a pop
Set the
culture, an like an internet pop culture like piece of media, like something you reference.
Yeah.
It's so easy to pinpoint and target for jokes too.
Yeah,
I don't know,
100%. Yeah.
but I just think I don't know. We're getting so off topic.
We are.
Let's
Bring in the reins.
we gotta rein it back
Rein
in. This is an
force.
interview, not a
Yeah.
discussion. Silly me. All right, we yeah. The next thing I was gonna bring up, tell me a little bit about the Shoe Man.
Oh, okay. So the shoe. This is actually kind of a funny one too. So, my buddy Ryland, who is in pretty much all of my second channel videos, except for the most recent one.
Mhm.
Very close friend of mine. I've been playing games with him since like 2019. Online friend.
Yeah.
This is like after I made AES, I was kind of starting to become like a pretty like well off, like not well off, but like I was starting to become like a niche internet micro celebrity. Like I had just gotten like 10,000 subs.
You were
Like,
making your way.
and yeah, exactly. And my homies were always like, "Oh, dude, I saw this like creepy like TikTok. Like, you should check it out." And it was always some like bum ass ARG. Like, I'm not covering that shit. And
It's like, who
but
pooped in my toilet?
yeah, exactly. And Rylan came to me one time. We're playing CS together, and he's like, "Dude, have you seen the fucking Shoe Man on Instagram?" And I was like, What is that?" And he's like, "Bro, I'm gonna send you a video right now. Check this shit out. This is fucking insane. This is real. This is real life." So before like and I'm like in a tired state. We've just gotten done with like 2 like premiere matches. I'm fucking like tuckered out, and I check out this reel, and all I'm hearing in my head is like just fucking Rylan chat in my ear like, "This is real, bro. This shit's real, 100%." And I'm scrolling through, and it's a WWE wrestler called Shiloh WWE, and he has this series on his Instagram where he found a dark web website where you can buy like used shoes, but the way that these shoes were used were I can't remember if like they were used like by like killers. Like you buy them, like you rent these shoes, and then you have to like stain them with blood or something and then send them back to the shoe man, or the shoe man is like a serial killer himself, and he just collects the shoes of the people that he killed, and he rents them out to people. So
Rents
I
them. I
was like,
assume you have to send them back.
yeah, you have to send them back to the shoe man after like a certain period. So I'm like watching this, and I'm scrolling through the videos, and then there's like a video where he uses like the shoes, and he uses it's I forgot what it's called, but it's like this chemical that you can spray onto blood, and it's like somehow it like reacts with, like the hemoglobin, and it lights up like a fluorescent blue.
Mm-hmm.
And he sprays it on the shoes, and they like it's supposed to be this will only like react if there's blood on it, and it all like lights up blue, and I'm like, and my tired stupid ass brain is just like, "Yo, this is fucking real, like holy shit, this is crazy, it's gonna go viral if I make a video on this."
Yeah.
Made the video. I kind of half-assed it because I just wanted to get it out. I didn't really try very hard. I
Yeah.
just fucking like made that shit. I thought it was real, uploaded it, and I think the original title was some bullshit like the Shoe Man mystery, like like I don't know. It was like some clickbaity shit. It was like the real life mystery. Immediately, comments were like Joe, you're a fucking idiot. This shit's not real.
Yeah.
And
You've got shit in your
I like
ass.
and then I was like thinking about it kind of more deeply. Like, okay, well, in that video where he uses like the chemical to
The
like light up
luminol.
the blood, yeah, the luminol, yeah, that's what it's called. When he uses
Yeah.
the luminol to light up the blood, that could have just been animal blood. Like he could have just you literally can like buy that from like an Asian market.
Yeah.
And then like there's other shit like I think he shows like receipts for certain stuff, and a lot of those could just be easily fabricated. And I feel like the biggest thing of all, he's a fucking WWE wrestler. His job is to like perform and act and
Yeah.
like put on a show. So it's like, okay, I feel like an idiot. I'm gonna retitle this and like edit it so I like don't sound like so stupid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the video did very poorly. And I'm kind of glad that it did, because it taught me a lesson. It taught me, I should take a little more pride in the shit that I cover and in the process of making my videos, because I don't think that video is my best work by any means. I feel like it's shitty. Like second only to the sleep paralysis video.
Mm-hmm.
And I've I've, kind of I wish I could have did it differently, because I feel like the Shoe Man is a pretty interesting concept, and like if you look at it from like an ARG slash like web series perspective, it's super cool. But like I went at it like this was a real thing, even though I was already still kind of in that ARG like slash web series like mindset from the previous 4 videos that I had made. And I feel like that kind of like numbed me to the fact like, okay, well, if this is actually real, then that means like that real people are dying. So it was like it was this weird thing where like I was totally disconnected from like the video, like how well and how much effort I put into my videos, um, how like, I guess, like, cognizant and aware I am as an individual to like other people,
So
and
would you say that
and
it
how
was?
like how detrimental it can be if you kind of like don't take a step back and think like, you know like what am I doing here? Like, is making this really worth it? Like, do I actually like, is this real? Like, stuff like that. Like, always
Mhm.
just kind of like taking stock of like what you're investigating.
Would you say that it was kind of a disconnect between thinking about your content versus the content you're covering?
100%, yeah. I I
Okay.
I was still kind of running off the high of that first spook face video. I think it was at like 700,000 views at the time, and I just wanted to keep the ball rolling. And like each of my videos from that point had gotten like 100,000 views plus, and I was like, yo, I just gotta like keep pumping out videos like once every
Hmm.
2 weeks. And I
Yeah.
chose the shoe man, and it didn't do good. And I feel like it was like it was a humbling experience for sure, and I definitely needed it, and it's helped me grow as a content creator since, and that's why I don't just take it down entirely. Because, well, first off, it still makes me money. Second off, I like, it's kind of a reminder, like, okay, like, never fucking make a video like that ever again.
Yeah. It's like
But
it's like not getting surgery to remove your scars.
exactly, yeah, right, like, it
Yeah.
what happened happened. At the time, I was a fucking idiot, and I actually thought the thing was real. But
I
I
get you.
know better now, and I think I've grown as a person and as a content creator since I made that video.
So speaking about the shoe man, would you say that true crime is something you're not interested in covering? You said that you weren't really thinking about the potential impact that this series actually holds if it is real.
I I wouldn't mind, like, I don't really like have as much of an interest in like true crime, like mysteries, as I do with fake ones, just because that's like kind of more like my forte.
Mm.
But like, I would definitely be able to make like a true crime video, and I feel like I can understand like the impact and like think like the certain implications of like, big things. And I feel like kind of evidence of that is my I am furious with Roblox video,
Mm-hmm.
because my biggest point, and those two videos actually back to back, like what we can do about Roblox, which didn't do as well as the first one, and then the I'm furious at Roblox video. I'm kind of proud of those two videos because like they weren't ARG videos, they weren't web series, mystery, whatever have you. It was me like talking about something that I actually cared about and I was passionate about. And for me, mostly that is like the safety of like minors on the platform, because like, I have like, friends who have little siblings. I've like a little sibling myself, and like, all these people are underage, and the fact that Roblox kind of just doesn't have, any fucking regard for their own player base, and kind of just lets predators do whatever they want on the platform. I was pretty heated about that. So I feel like I can definitely like talk and make a video about like serious shit. I just have to kind of go about it a different way than I do my usual content, because if I kind of try to do it up a little too much, I feel like that'll kind of soften the blow of like, okay, real people died or real people got kidnapped or what have you in like a true crime video.
Yeah.
Like, I have to be a little more like blunt and honest about it.
Yeah, that's a big gripe that I have with a lot of these true crime. I won't say any names, but like a lot of the true crime YouTubers on this platform do just kind of like they code
It's for
it.
the content.
It's
It's
for
for
the
the content,
content,
and they
and
sugarcoat it. Yeah,
they've built their career upon talking about the deaths of real humans. Sorry, I got a
exactly.
text.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're 100% right for sure. Like, I don't think there's a lot of authenticity in that, and that's what I kind of try to like pride myself on as a creator, is like being authentic and original. And you know, I don't know, bro. Like, if you're making videos on like at people like actually dying, and you're like editing the shit out of it, and you don't take the time to like address like, the lives that this affected, I just feel like that's kind of scummy.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Um, moving on to the next question from the tangent of Shoe Man. See, the Shoe Man,
Mm-hmm.
it haunts all of us in a certain way,
Yeah.
even if you haven't seen the video. Let's
It comes
talk.
back.
Let's talk about DearCom.
DearCom. Yeah, so DearCom it's very I'm pretty sure DearCom took inspiration from Spookface. Almost 90% sure. But it's about um a girl, a Gmod player, who pretty much starts getting gang stalked by I forget what she calls them, creatures uh in her Gmod. And they all like behave differently, and there's like different varying levels of like how intelligent they are, and like how they can like perform. And it's pretty much like heavily implied that there's like a certain level of like sapience or sentience to them. Um but the way that like Deercom describes it is that they're only comparable to parrots. So they're still machines, and they are intelligent ones, but they lack like the intelligence necessary for like um like complex thought. So she kind of just like rounds them up and kills them all the time. And like her mental state kind of starts deteriorating over time. It's super interesting, but it's a TikTok web series that I kind of just stumbled across.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You reminded me of a point I wanted to bring up. How much pressure is there to make a video about a good topic? Because you said a lot that like a lot of your friends after the Spookface video blew up, the initial one that currently is sitting at like 1.2 million views.
Hmm.
How hard, like how much pressure is it to find something? Because you said like people were just sending you every fucking second ARG on TikTok and just being like, "Oh, cover this,
Yeah,
cover this." How hard is it for you to find something like that?
it's it's kind of, I don't want to say it's hard because there's so many. Like it's like I have like a you know I have like a fucking chest full of
Mm-hmm.
like toys to play with at my disposal. But, some of them are shittier than others, some of them are way better than others, and 9 times out of 10, I'm kind of just like reaching in and grabbing like the best one out of the first 10 that I see.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a good way to put it. Like cuz
Oh my god, it's like
only
a
so
lucky
many.
arrow. It's like a lucky arrow from Project JoJo. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Like only like so many like good ARGs will like, come across my way. And like I know a good at by now I know a good ARG when I see one. So like I know like I have to be selective, and I can't just like cover the first thing, like the first, like guy that like DMs me, I can't just cover their shit because it's like, you know, like, hey Joe, I found this weird anomaly in my Roblox game. Check it out. And they send pictures of like retro like fucking like Roblox avatars and like a creepy shadow figure in the background. And it's like I can't cover that,
I
you
get
know?
you. Yeah.
Like hone your craft, like do something with this first. Don't drop the first thing that you make on me. And,
So,
and like and that's why like that's another thing like AA, that's kind of how AAES came to be. Is I got a Discord DM from NLAD, and I thought it was sick, and I immediately covered it, but that was a Discord DM ARG. Like
mhm.
I can kind of categorize a lot of ARGs. There's ARGs that I stumble across, so things like Dakota Collective, Spookface, Deercom, ones that are handed to me on a platter, and they can kind of vary because it depends on how they're handed to you. But
Oh,
um,
game 1 2 3 4 is splendid, by the way. That was a
game
great video.
game 1 2 3 4 Dreamgate, like that was handed to me on a platter. I got an email from Dreamgate, the Dreamgate business email, and that's like, uh that's literally handing it to me. But the other ARG that I covered that was handed to me in a Discord DM was, all things considered, it was fucking trash. So
Mm.
I'm like kind of torn between like, should I cover this or should I not cover this when I get like a DM from somebody who's like clearly trying to like, get their ARG covered. Because
Yeah.
it's like I'm considering like, okay, well, what if they just want to like kind of use me as like a way to gain a platform, or are they actually interested on like in getting their work out there, and is this something worth covering to me as like not just as like a YouTuber, but like as somebody who actually enjoys like investigating these ARGs and like participating in them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was also gonna bring up because you said like the whole thing of where it's like it's a dark spooky Roblox fucking R6 avatar silhouette. Oh my god, it has no accessories on, and it's just
Exactly.
like how annoying is it to see something that's it's so beautiful through the rising action, and then the climax is Ghost in the Machine, or fucking supernatural explained fucking goy slop, just nothing. How annoying is that?
It's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
It's like the reason why I like Game 1 2 3 4 so much, that's probably like my second favorite Roblox ARG next to Spookface,
Hmm.
is because it's not Ghost in the Machine in the conventional sense. It's uploaded intelligence.
Yeah.
I really fucked with that. The you know, super great rising action. Climax hasn't really happened yet, but everything's kind of leading up to it being like fucking amazing. So I'm looking forward to it.
So
But
game 1 2 3 4 isn't concluded, is it?
no,
Okay.
no, I still I have to do a meeting with Game 1 2 3 4 and kill a core.
Well, meeting incoming.
Yeah,
It would be cool. It would be cool if we could get like micro interviews with some of these people.
dude, you
Like,
should interview ARG creators.
dude, you should hook me up and say like, give this guy
Bring
a
you
10 minute. Just I don't know. We'll figure that out at a
micro
later
interview.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can, and that could be like a little side tangent. Maybe okay. I'll probably cut this part out, but maybe we can make it a thing where it's like it can be something where it's God, I'm just like it's like my words are a dick and it's being shoved down my throat. Uh, it could be like we can get like little micro interviews. I don't know when I want this video out. But probably will be after I'm like moved in.
Right.
But it would be cool if we could have like these micro interviews at the end of like I don't know 5 to 10 minutes of me
For
talking to
sure.
like the
Yeah.
people who made the things. Maybe ask around about that and say, hey, this guy's making an interview. If you'd like
Yeah.
to, give him like 5 to 10 minutes. Let him ask some questions about your ARG, and you can help me comprise the shit. I'm giving you such a gracious opportunity right now. You can help me.
You get to help me out.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna flash an image up on the screen and so I can find it, and then I'll delete it out.
Alright. What was I saying? I was
We were talking about something. Well,
something.
shit, we fucked it. All right.
Fucking
We were talking about Ghost in the Machine slop and
right. Okay. Yeah.
oh
So
yeah, we were talking about how what was it? Game 1 2 3 4 isn't over.
right. So
Okay.
I I pretty much on the Game 1 2 3 4 front. That's all there is to really say. But back to like the Ghost in the Machine stuff and like kind of like disappointing ARGs like halfway through. I feel like
Mhm.
I never got to fully finish Phase 001, and this is like a unique instance because I think Phase 001 actually had a really good conclusion, and but I can't remember like exactly the details because I was kind of sparingly watching it, and I was planning on making a part two, but Gan deleted everything. And then
Oh.
he rebooted Phase 001 later down the line after he had made two other ARGs, and now I don't have enough motivation to cover it at all.
Mhm.
Although I would like to, but you get my point. It like it kind of it's definitely demoralizing. Like, oh well, I've put so much like time and like effort into this shit, and then like it's just kind of like poots in your face, and it's like, oh, you know, kind of a lame conclusion. Like
Is Gans not
I've had
willing?
scenarios where that's happened before, and I just never made the video out of it.
Is Gans not willing to give you like the? I'm sure he still has it. Is he not willing to give it to you to like let you cover it still? The old.
I've never really talked to him about that. I mean, he'd probably just say like, "Yeah, cover Phase 001." I'm like, no, I mean like the old one. He's like, "Oh no, fuck that, cover the
Oh
new
my
one."
god, dude.
That's
Speaking
how
of
he'd be
things that I used
probably.
to love, there's things that people like I like things that I guess I used to love that just kind of got taken off just for no reason. God, the Heartwind Files. That was a small known one. That didn't even
That
get
is
very
pretty.
popular.
That's pretty niche. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, it was like an analog. I don't even know if I call. I guess it was, but it
It
had a
sounds like an analog horror series.
It was, and it genuinely had like a fun concept though, and obvious one, Monument Mythos. I'm a huge fan of Monument. Do you know about that
Wait,
one?
Monument Mythos got taken down?
Parts of it did, dude. Let me
No
go check.
way.
Let me go check the. I think it's Mr. Mandible right now. I don't know what is it. Is I'm just gonna look up Monument Mythos. Yeah, the person had like a bunch of yeah, Mr. Manticore. I remember it got changed back and forth and back and forth, and now they're trans, and like a bunch of shit got taken down.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, like okay, well the Trinity Desk project is back up. I was really upset that that happened. The Trinity Desk thing got taken down.
Yeah.
A lot of like the older like House on the Ocean, I'm pretty sure. No, yeah, the
Damn,
House on
bro.
the Ocean got put back up. I think it's because the House on the
I
Ocean.
remember watching Monument Mythos for the first time while walking my dog, and I thought I was like going insane. I didn't know that it was an ARG. I was just like, or a web series, and I was just like what the fuck am I watching right now? Like I was
Yeah,
so confused.
yeah, I know. But I used to be really big into the lore of it.
Yeah, that shit's
I
pretty
think I
sick.
sent my grandma, who's like a hardcore Christian, uh, Jesus in Vietnam for about 2 months. Whenever she
Just
texted
showed
me,
her.
yeah, that really showed her. No, but yeah, I definitely do think that it is upsetting when something that you're like passionate about gets removed and there's nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
Imagine if Spookface gets scared so bad by the
The
sentient
gang stalkers, he
AI,
has to delete his
he has to
entire
delete his whole
YouTube.
YouTube, all his TikToks that are up, all gone.
That shit would bum me out.
Before we move on to the next cluster of ARGs and things that you've covered, well, if you're open to it, we can also talk about Roblox safety.
Hmm.
Um, what do you what do you like behind your YouTube channel? Like, can I get a little scoop on JoeCookee? Like, who you not like doxing or anything,
The
but like
the man behind the mask.
tell me a little bit about what you're like when you're not at your PC delving into ARGs.
Got you. Uh, well, I play sports. Um, I've been playing ice hockey since I was 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Was never super good at it, but uh, stopped playing this year as I'm 18, going into college. Season ended, and I'm playing lacrosse, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I started playing when I was a freshman in high school, so that occupies the majority of my time, alongside like schoolwork outside of YouTube. But um, shit, I mean, I work out when I can.
Yeah.
I
I feel like such a big misconception with fitness is that you have to work out to be fit.
Yeah, no,
Like you
dude,
just have to do stuff.
as long as you're like eating healthy and fucking staying active, bro, like you're a relatively like healthy individual. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
fucking hit the gym like 5 times a week, bro. That's doing too much.
Yeah, that's yeah, I get you. But
Um,
continue.
I shit, love the outdoors. I love to fish. I love to spearfish also.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I frickin' what else? What's a niche little thing about me? Um, shoot. I mean, when I'm not like, when I'm not doing any of those things, I'm usually just playing video games or like, oh, dude. Uh, I watch a fuck ton of anime.
Okay, tell me about some of your favorite shows.
Number one, just brace. I
What
don't
is
know,
that
cause
about?
One Piece.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying braces. I was like, what's brace?
What is brace?
Are you up to date on One Piece?
No, not up to date.
Okay, well, where are you at? Because
I'm
I've watched it twice.
I'm relatively up to date on the anime, not the
Okay.
manga. I'm like I think I have like 5 more episodes to go before I'm fully caught up on the
So
anime. But
you're in
I've been
Elbath.
watching. Yeah, I've been watching One Piece since I was 12 years old.
Hmm.
So for 6 years, I'd
Nice.
say. Yeah. Definitely my favorite anime. Other ones that I'm like pretty like close to. I don't really fuck with the story that much, but Dragon Ball, just
Mm-hmm.
it's so nostalgic for me. Like that was like one of my first. Um, what else? Uh,
Naturally.
more recent ones that I've watched are like Free Ren, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Soul Eater. Uh, freaking what's another good one? I watched Evangelion like a few months back. Thought that shit was trippy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the big ones that I really fuck with are like One Piece, JoJo's. Um, I want to say like, dude, I might just have to like pull up like my Crunchyroll watch list. I'm
Yeah.
not trolling. Like, JoJo's, One Piece, fucking. Oh my gosh, my mind is just like blanking. I've watched like so many, bro. Like if you could like name a few, and if I've watched it, I could tell you like my thorough thoughts and opinions, but
JoeCookee
unfortunate.
is a man of the cartoon.
Yeah, man of the tune, bro.
Man of the
Big fan of
tune.
Invincible as well.
Oh, dude, did you see the other day's episode?
I did. I'm fully
Dude,
caught up. Been
holy
always been fully
shit.
caught up.
Spoiler warning for people watching. Dude, I loved watching the Mark unboxing, and the latest episode was really cool.
Mark unboxing, dude. Dude, that shit. That was like the first time,
Oh, I was
like I.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the first time I've ever been uncomfortable watching Invincible, or like anytime that like a show has like made me go like ugh,
Dude,
like,
my
and I've
girlfriend
like
and I were
there's
like
a
gonna throw up. It was, and
dude.
I'm not a very squeamish guy. It was just like,
Yeah, dude, same. Like
it was
I swear, like
like
I've watched so
45
many shows with
seconds.
like relatively like equal amount of like gore and like blood as like Invincible has. Like
Like The Boys.
yeah, like The Boys, and that's in real life too. Like The
And that's like,
Boys,
yeah. And I
like
just like
tons of like anime like kind of have that
watching
too.
watching Cum Crust stick his fucking hands into Mark's big fucking belly,
Oh,
and
crust.
just watching him.
Bro,
Shout out Doof,
no
by the way.
music, no music, just
Oh,
like
just sound
fucking
effects and animation.
squelch and like
Not even
God,
reused
dude.
frames. I wonder if there's a sped up GIF of it. Like, I love the way that he pulls it out to the side, and he's like,
It's so gross,
you can
dude.
see the
It's like,
disparity in his movements as like the
bro,
oxygen stops going up to his brain.
it is so like trippy, bro. I was actually like grossed out watching that shit,
Hmm.
bro. It was pretty
I
gnarly.
was eating spaghetti. That's gross.
Just fucking yak that shit all up,
Oh
bro.
my
Fuck.
god, it was bad. But like the latest episode was good.
Not as good
We'll
as
probably have to
Invincible.
go back and tell them when to skip to for the spoiler and like to stop.
Yeah.
Um,
As we were saying,
as we were
yeah,
saying,
um, I think like my favorite activity to do outside of YouTube and um
of course.
like sports and kind of like staying active is fish. I love fishing and like spearfishing especially. Um, I go out whenever I can,
Mhm.
catch whatever I can, eat whatever I can,
Are you
whatever I can catch.
like what continent? Are you in? Are you in America? Like, are you in the United
I'm in
States?
America, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I was curious because you were saying like, yeah, I play a lot of ice hockey and lacrosse too, and I was like,
This guy
is
must be from
is
Canada.
this guy of the Leaf? uh, yeah, that's pretty chill. What do you like to catch?
um, dude, anything that fucking bites, man.
Any
What I
that's
what I
a
what I like to eat, uh, classic sea bass, yellowtail, mahi. Those are the go-tos.
the go tos.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man.
Other ones that I can't say because they're native to my state,
Yeah,
but
definitely some blue gigi, I bet. Watch
yeah,
that fucking that
you can
location
fry
snipe. This guy eats bluegill. Um, and that's a wild guess.
them.
But yeah, I think that's cool. Honestly, from your video type, and you don't really give a whole lot about your personality at all. It's really just straight to business. Which I can
Yeah.
appreciate. Going to the channel for the ARG content. I'm not trying to listen to a guy go and yeah, and I just finished up Evangelion. I think I'm gonna start watching the rebuild soon. But yeah, this guy Spookface. Yeah, that's stupid. But
Yeah.
I can appreciate that about your content. You're to the point.
You do get a taste of it in the
In the second
gameplay
channel.
portions.
Yeah. Oh
And in
yeah,
the
yeah.
second channel.
Yeah, like the spook
And
face where you're going through it with some fans. I do appreciate that. I don't, at least I don't know if I haven't like picked up on it, but you don't usually include people's voices in the videos. It's usually just yours, and you're responding to like chats.
I try, but at least in the bottled sentience video, that's just because the people who were in it just weren't using their voice. They were just using text to speech just because they wanted to.
Hmm. I
I,
think
I include people's voices when I can,
yeah.
because I feel like, like if some, like, I feel like it's cool, like people like see a video, and what,
Hey,
like,
that's
if
me.
you're in a video with like 100,000 views, like, oh wow, that's me, like, that's sick.
Yeah,
I feel like that's cool.
I get you. But yeah, like I think it's really cool. And you have like really good content. But enough like lays aside. Let's get into the next topic.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Decoded Collective.
All right, Dakota Collective.
This is a good one.
Yeah, this is a good one. It's about a group of friends, presumably young, uh, playing Roblox together. It takes place back in, like, I think 2012 range.
Hmm.
Um, a group of friends, and one of their friends, Te Epic Builder, uh, pretty much starts getting like stalked and, I don't want to say hunted, but like targeted
Hmm.
by a, you know, who would have guessed it, a sentient AI named User, that was developed by Roblox, and he infiltrates Builder's computer and kind of just starts fucking with everything. And his goal is to infiltrate his friends' computers. And I haven't been caught up recently, but that's pretty much as far as it goes for me, is like the mystery of User and like why he's so malicious.
Hmm.
But it's a really interesting one, and it's definitely deserving of a watch.
I see. Now you mentioned that it was a younger group of users in this story.
Uh huh.
Would you ever consider uh like covering things about more sensitive topics? And I'm not talking about anything like any like Discord gross crime, but like
Mm-hmm.
anything more sensitive in like the light of a child's life. Like off the top of my head, just going off of like your kind of niche is like the Roblox ARGs. Um,
Mm-hmm.
would you ever consider covering something like the Brandon Works and Ozolog story?
Yeah, yeah.
You know
I
about that
would.
one.
I would. I've actually was gonna make a Brandon Works video until I saw that Sen Prista made a video on it, and then I was like, okay, well, I can't do that now.
I mean, I still feel like you can.
I mean,
I don't know
I
who Sam
can,
Kristen is or whatever you
I
just
can,
said,
I
but
definitely can. But my thing is like, what am I gonna say that Sen Prista hasn't already said?
I feel like
You
that's
know?
just the thing is that you need to let your personality take over from there and give it a JoeCookee because your channel is different from anybody else's. The feel that you give in your video, and trust me, I'm like all I ever consume is YouTube and like I guess pirate anime, but like all I watch is YouTube, and there are a bunch of people who have like the same channel, and it's a lot of like the true crime guys, and they just kind of like all sound the same. They try and sound as monotone as they can. The only
Yeah,
monotone YouTuber I ever have thought is like super fucking unique is Nexpo, and maybe
next,
older
yeah,
Nightmind videos. But like they like
yeah,
those guys kind of fit into like the scare theater portion of YouTube, where it's like covering a lot like a wide variety of stuff, but still kind of sticking to the same like mystery, not really ARG super. I mean, like
right,
Nexpo's kind of branched out. It's more so like real ARGs, like fucking tapes through the woods or like YouTube
yeah,
horror.
yeah,
Um, but like your videos have a very distinct feel. So if you, I really do, I really think it'd be awesome if you covered Brandon Works because that's a series that I haven't heard a single conclusion to it that I've been super pleased with. And
right.
I think that you could be able to provide one that might be more pleasing than like the video that I've seen that's really big is the toasted cherries one. I think is the channel's called.
Yeah.
I'm just not pleased with it. Like it's not provided in a way. It's just kind of explaining it. It's not very much speculation.
Yeah, I might give it a whirl. I mean, I've made videos on stuff that's been covered before. Like Midna Loon covered Dakota Collective before I did,
Mm-hmm.
and her video was, or their, I don't really know. Their video was awesome.
Yeah.
and I still covered it knowing that there was one on it, but that's kind of just because I had already decided that I was going to make a video on Dakota Collective, and I didn't have any other options at that point because it was nearing like the end of the month and I had to get a video out. But
Yeah, I get
I
you.
mean, it still did well, and I appreciate Dakota Collective. I think it's a great series, and the people who made it are super nice. They're great people, and yeah.
I get you. What what do you think? Like, I only watched like a little bit of a video on this one. Have you heard of like the Noctua one?
Noct Noctua?
Okay.
I've never
Joseph.
heard of this.
Really? It's like
I
it's this like Roblox character that doesn't exist, and it's like an imaginary friend created by a user. I think it
Okay.
was interesting as a. I swear it's not a Hawk to a joke.
I believe you. It sounds like an actual thing.
It's kind of interesting. It's I don't know, but that's just kind of like I feel like that's like a second best out of the 10 that you'd pull from the chest of AOGs that you have.
Yeah, you're probably right. It sounds that way.
But it might you should you know what you should do?
What should I do?
Start making either like in between when you're making like a big video, make like a short 10 minute or like make
Yeah.
shorts, dude.
Yeah.
Make some shorts. We've got muted Cookie right now.
The mother came in to say hello. It's okay.
Mother Cookie.
What were we saying?
We were talking about Hawk to
That's right. Yeah.
pathology.
Hawk to a pathology.
Yes.
Mythology. Hawk to a mythos.
But yeah. Let's get into our next topic, and let's talk about Roblox safety. I assume from because I watched your videos, I know that you have got some stuff to say about this. And what's another platform to say it on?
Like another platform that has safety concerns?
No. I
Specifically
mean, like,
Roblox?
what's another time you can talk about it and like have it be a discussion?
Oh, dude, shoot. I mean, all there is to say about it now, like regarding Roblox at least, is just like, I mean, for years, like Roblox has been a like negligent corporation. Like even before they went public, like they had crazy moderation issues, and they're
Mhm.
already like pedophiles like fucking running rampant on the platform in the first place. Like I I I have zero like I don't know because it there's this like fine line between like okay I want to like quit this game forever, the people running it are like fucking lazy like evil bastards, and the people who play it are like cut from the same cloth as them, but like I don't know, dude, I've just been playing Roblox for so long, like it's a part of my childhood, and like there's still so much good that comes out of it. I have trouble kind of stepping away, but I don't know, man. Like the matter of like child safety on the platform especially is so super like disheartening. Like I think anyone can admit that. It's like it's just a super unfortunate situation that's like so like easy to solve, and it- you know, one person alone can't do anything about it.
It's so saddening.
Ultimately it's up to the people in charge, and if the people in charge don't want to fucking do anything, then nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
It
shit.
to me it's so upsetting to want something to be done about it so bad, but usually if like you make a petition to do something and a shitload of people say like yes we absolutely should change this, it doesn't matter in this case because all Roblox will care about and has cared about for years is it's just money and like
Yeah, it's
their
shareholders, dude.
shareholders. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really upsetting.
it is unfortunate for sure.
And it's oh my god, the worst part is uh I've got like three younger siblings who love to play Roblox.
Yeah, dude,
I
and like I totally get what you're about to say, bro. Like you're constantly kind of like worried about them, you know?
like I
Like
check their friends lists whenever I can.
yeah,
I
bro,
like
it's like fuck, like because I like I've been using the platform since I was fucking 7 years old. Like I know like what's on this shit, and
yeah,
like
it's
I know
bad.
like what can go wrong, and like I mean it's gnarly, bro, and it's fucking unfortunate that like anyone even has to worry about this. Like parents especially. Like think about like there's so many families that are just like torn and like, just overcome with grief because like, their kid was preyed upon by somebody like using Roblox's platform and there's nothing that's like done about it,
You know what's
It's
even more gut
so
wrenching to me?
fucking infuriating.
You know what's even more gut wrenching about this to me is that think about the obscenely more vast amount of families that have no clue.
Yeah, dude, they have no idea about it, bro. Because I mean, what they like that's a hard conversation to have with your family, dude.
That's, I mean, even think about
And
the
not
kids.
only that,
Think
but
about the kids that don't
sometimes
even know it's wrong.
yeah, and sometimes they're extorted into not talking about it. Like it's a whole like it's a fucking rabbit hole of just like
It's
despair,
just
bro.
depravity.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I
For
guess
sure. And
depravity.
that's
Yeah.
that's why I think either works.
Yeah.
That's why I used or that's why I made a video on that update is because I believe that the removal of voice chat and the addition to face like biometric face scans and ID checks in order to chat at all is it has way more serious implications than as much as like, oh, Roblox just wants to verify your age.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't. Like, they don't care. They know how old you are. They already have a fuck ton of data on you. Like, why do you think they want your ID, bro? And like a biometric face scan of your face. Like, I don't know. It's a whole bunch of just like creepy shit that this company's up to, bro. It
Yeah.
fucking sickens me.
I get you.
But that's why Roblox community's gotta stick together. Like make the most of a shitty situation and kind of rebuild from the ashes, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you. Like a phoenix.
Yeah, like a phoenix.
Phoenix, right?
uh, uh.
Um, you want to talk about mayhaps your sleep paralysis video and some of the things that you talked about in it?
Now,
No?
there's not a lot to say, but I will talk about it. And I'll just start by saying sleep paralysis and the paranormal are both things that I'm pretty like interested in. They're both things that you know, I'm like uh I mean shit.
I can't. I
Like
can't. I
they're
keep wait.
interesting
Like, how
subjects.
can I keep waking up with wedgies and it not be like a
And it
ghost
not be
and
the
it not be
fucking
a
demon
ghost?
that resides in this house.
Like
Exactly.
I keep waking up with like atomic wedgies in my ass, and I can't do
It's the
anything
ghost's
about it.
fault. It's the
Dude,
ghost's
I,
fault.
I can go to sleep with no underwear on, and I'll wake up with a
It's
wedgie. I don't know how.
yeah, dude. It's the ghost's fault, bro. It's the
Fucking
ghost's fault. But
the
that's I
wedgie
mean, dude,
monster.
I like I'm really into that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so when I was like, okay, what should I make a video on? I haven't made a video in like a month and a half. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like shit something out just to like hold the people over. And I shatted. I shat
He shat.
to say the
Lo
least.
and behold,
Lo and behold, I've shat and the video was fucking trash. Um
it got, I
even
think,
though
the most views on your channel.
it got the most least views
I think it's.
on my channel.
I mean, if we're going by
It's
golf
doing, dude.
scoring.
It's doing worse than the 10K sub special
Yeah, I was about to
giveaway.
say. I have it pulled up right now. I was like, wow. And usually those videos do horrible. Like the. Okay, I feel like in 2017 when like Markiplier was really bumping and like Jacksepticeye
Q
and
and A's were popping, bro. Q and
dude,
A's were an easy way to like make a
Draw My
billion.
Life and Q&A.
Oh my
That was
god.
the shit.
When I was a kid, fantasizing about being a YouTuber, I was like, thinking about like, oh, how am I gonna do my draw my life, you know,
Yeah.
shit like that.
But
God, dude, I wish I could have done that video differently because I kind of wasted a topic that I'm pretty interested in on just like shitty effort,
you just
you
wanted to
know.
get something out.
Yeah, kinda.
Well then, I mean, it's not like you can't make another video about it.
Yeah, you know. we'll see down the road.
You
Maybe
could
if the
always
if
you could always
the
do that.
if the people show some interest in some sleep paralysis related things, I'll get one going, get one in the oven. Never know.
Hell yeah. Does it ever like okay? How did it feel getting that many views for your first upload? I
Um,
mean, I guess your first ARG upload.
First ARG upload, yeah, because before that I
It's the
had
CS
a ton,
videos and
yeah, a ton of CS videos, but it was okay. I'll kind of run you through the process. This was like May last year. I, you know, kind of was uploading like pretty sparingly, and I was just uploading wherever the fuck I wanted to. And I was like just sitting in bed, like scrolling TikTok, and one of Spookface's videos came up, and I'm pretty sure it was the one where he's like he first like showcases the SNPCs like up close, and he's explaining them, and it's got like this like like AI voice over it,
mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Yo, this is sick!" And I checked the profile, and I go through all like the videos, and I literally like thought to myself like in this moment like how has there not been like a video made on this guy yet?
Yeah.
Like how has there not been like a interloper-esque like type thing made on this person? So I kind of just like I was like shit, if no one's going to do it then I will. And I just got on my PC and like that day, like literally the day of like the day I saw that Spookface video, I made like that first like 22-minute long video just using all of the TikToks that he had made up until that point. And
Yeah.
I posted it. It got like 500 views like the first day, and I was like, "Yo, that's sick! Like that's like one of my best. Like that's the best that any of my videos have ever done." And then I went on a camping trip with my dad, 8 hours away from home, and I had my phone with me. And one night I went to bed, and the video was at 1,000 views, and I was like, holy shit, like that's so sick, like 1,000 views, like that's gnarly. I've never done that well
Yeah.
before. Like I hope it keeps going up. Like yeah, it probably won't, it'll probably stay
Mm-hmm.
at 1,000 views, but whatever.
Not enough
Went to
to
bed.
not enough to break your camping trip.
Yeah, exactly. Woke up and it was at 10,000 views, and I was like, whoa, like am I like I literally like I was like, holy shit, like no way this is actually happening, because like kind of got to understand something, like since I was like a lad, dude. Like ever since I got my hands on the internet at like fucking 5 years old, I've wanted to be a YouTuber. I feel like a lot of people, especially like people our age, can kind of like empathize with that and like, you know, like say like,
A
you know
wish
what, like
a wish to
that
not
was
have
me at
to
one point.
do what our parents did.
Exactly right. Like I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a content creator. I want to make videos and make money and live in a big fucking
Just fucking play
1910
games and
mansion.
goon for a living.
Literally, right? And I was like, dude, this seems like watching fucking Markiplier and Flamingo and shit. Like this
Mm-hmm.
shit seems sick. Like I want to do this. Never ended up working out until I got 10,000 views, and I kind of saw like that glimpse of like wow, like I could actually like build something off of this. That day we left, and the 8 hour ride back home, I think every time I checked my phone and refreshed YouTube Studio, it had gotten like 5,000 more views. And by the time I got home, it was at like 35K or something.
Mm-hmm.
And uh like I was just responding to comments, and like I was just like elated. That next morning I woke up and it was at like 60K, and then the morning after that it was at 120K, and then the next week it was at like 300K, and like it just kept getting like bigger and bigger. And like by I think like it hit a mill over summer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and I was just like, wow, dude, like fuck, I may not be, retired yet off, just by YouTube alone, but like I'm a YouTuber now. Like I have a community. Like I have people who look forward to my videos, and like that's all I ever wanted anyway. Like I don't expect to like, get like fucking like a million subscribers anytime soon and like make a career off of this shit. But all I've ever wanted is just to have like a community, because I love making videos, and I love like making I love doing YouTube. Like it's super fun for me, and I love talking about shit that I think is cool and covering it and sharing it with other people who care about it just as much as I do. And
Yeah.
like I get to do that now, and not only that, but I have a community of people who like talk to me and give me like their thoughts and input. And it doesn't matter to me if all of my videos don't do as well as the Spookface one, or even as well as like fucking AAS or DeerCom did. I don't expect every video to get 100,000 views. Like the all I ask is that when I upload a video, I have a like base of people that are willing to watch it and engage with it and tell me what they think and talk to me about it if they want to, and become a part of that community and investigate that thing for themselves. Like it was super sick, dude, just like getting that first like taste of like, wow, like this is what you've kind of been dreaming for as a kid. And I'm still super small, and I like even now, dude, like at this stage, I'm just like wow, like this is sick, dude. Like
Hmm.
I'm a YouTuber, you know? Like
Yeah.
it still doesn't really feel that real. Just like, but at the time it definitely didn't feel real. Like when I first like found out that I got monetized and I was going through that process, like as a 17-year-old kid, like I was just like fuck, dude, this is sick.
Yeah. When did it dawn on you that you had to make a follow-up video? You had to
Um
follow up on all this.
Pretty much like the second after it got like 10,000 views. Like I
You
was
were
like,
like, you were
okay,
like, I
well,
have to go make a part two.
yeah, I was like, I'm going to make a part two now, and that video was super fun to make. I mean, I have fun making like all of my videos, but I think the most fun I've ever had on YouTube so far was like that stint from that first Spookface video up until like the 10K sub special, because that was like those like 5-4 videos or whatever were like the ones that kind of like built my foundation as a creator, I feel like.
Hmm. Yeah, I get you. I honestly, like, as far as for how short and like small your conscious, not like your entire YouTube history, but like your sapient YouTube history from when you've had
Yeah,
like from that spook face video, I think your library of videos has been impressive. Like you I noticed that you beat yourself up about some of these misses. They're still good videos. Like
right.
comparatively to other like videos that I see people just like throwing out to make like ends meet or whatever, like this the sleep paralysis video is still a good watch. Shoeman is still yeah, the Shoeman is still a good watch. All these are still good watches.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
the content that you're covering doesn't make your content. It is you who makes it worthwhile to watch. So don't like let the wind get taken out of your sails because of how a video performs. They're still good videos. That's just my little TS message from
That that is
a
that is a
Taro's heart to
good
yours.
that is a good message. I appreciate that.
Is there anything that you'd like to talk about before we get into I think one of your best videos?
I think I want to talk about one of my best videos.
I think I want to ask you about one of your best videos. JoeCookee, would you tell me about Dreamgate and Game 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yes, I would love to. So, game 1, 2, 3, 4, and Dreamgate. Actually, I'll start with Dreamgate. Dreamgate is a company that was founded in 2001 with the goal of researching and developing technology that can port biological to uh, a digital space. And they partnered with Roblox, I think sometime in 2006 to 2008, in that range, like when Roblox was first starting up. Um, a business partnership to basically use like the mutual use of both of their features. Dreamgates being vessels, uh, that being the uploaded intelligences for games, and like for developers to use in their games as like more like dynamic NPCs. Interloper reference, but
Cool.
like for more dynamic NPCs basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Roblox, or sorry, Dreamgate would use Roblox as a place to store all of these vessels and the maps that come with them and all the other hoopla, whatever, what have you. Game 1234 is a uploaded intelligence or a vessel that was a human, former human that was uploaded by Dreamgate, who now seeks to destroy Dreamgate, or rather the remnants of it, by killing the server, by killing the cores, which are 12 sentient vessel cores, just like Game 1234, but they all power the server. And killing the server basically destroys Dreamgate along with all of the vessels. So it's basically a suicide mission, but in their eyes, anything is better than the prison that they're locked in.
Mm-hmm. So you said that they got uploaded. A real person got uploaded. Is that like through some sort of local 58 uploading, or what would you say?
I don't know the details, but if I were to guess, I think it's probably more of like a. Have you seen Pantheon? It's
I
probably more like
haven't.
that, where they just take like a brain scan of like the person's brain and they just like record it to
Okay.
like a USB stick or whatever.
I remember Nexpo talked about a series that did that, or like a game that did that.
Yeah,
I think it's
something
called like,
something like that.
yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a digital like Petscop.
Yeah, like Petscop,
I love
you
Petscop.
could say.
Yeah, dude,
But yeah,
we
game
should
one
make
two
like an
three four is
analysis.
super. It's amazing. It's super well done. Great people behind it. Uh, very like not just the ARG itself, but just like the game and like the way it's developed and like all the features and stuff. It's
Style of
everything
it
about
is
it is.
compelling.
Oh yeah, everything about it is awesome.
Mm-hmm. What do you have any grievances with it, or just
Um,
really praise?
I honestly like just praise. I feel like the only thing is like actually no, dude, not really. I was gonna say like the retro type atmosphere
I feel like
thing,
it
but
pulls it off so well.
yeah, it does. Just because it's like it's not really retro. Like it's like modern Roblox retro. Like
Yeah,
I don't know how to describe it, but I think it's great. And I had a shit ton of fun making that video, man. Like game 1234, or like the team behind it, I guess. I don't know if it's one person or like multiple people who use the account, but game 1234 and like server module and no 9656, like the whole like myth group basically, like they were just so much like fun to like play with and like experience like that world and like
hmm
just get like lore dumps and like when a fucking floating orb, blind orb, tells you that you're like the saving grace to like even if it's fictional, even if it's not real, even if it's just basically role play, it's still
I
pretty
bet you felt
sick.
like Goku.
Dude, it was pretty fucking rad. Like he's like, you're our saving grace, you're our hail mary. Like if you can't help us, we're fucked. Like that was pretty rad.
I
I,
bet.
that was pretty sick. Like I had a lot of fun with it. They really know how to like keep you immersed. And if you're like watching this and you're like also a content creator, you're allowed to like open a ticket with game 1234 and just like make a video like with them. Like you're allowed to just like anyone can do that. Like I didn't get like special access. Like there have been several people before me who have done the exact same thing that I did.
That is cool. The community inclusion for that.
Yeah, 100%.
So that is that makes me feel so like good, like because I see
There's
so
good in this
many
ARG space.
like
It's not
no
just
hate to
sadness.
Gans, but like the whole taking it down and like just kind of trashing it thing, like that kind of like, oh yeah, well it's lost media now, so fuck you, lol. Like that
Yeah,
makes me so sad, but like having a group of people, and like they seem so friendly in their
they
interactions with
are.
you in the video.
They're super nice. Like I've talked to them like out of character and stuff. Like everyone who's a part of it are all like super like sweet people. Like just like great folks.
hmm
Very creative, very talented.
I do
Awesome,
find it
awesome squad.
I do find it so humorous to think that Spookface, besides like being immersed in his lore, is basically the same person. Like
Yeah,
how he treated Dan TDM is how you described interacting with him, and that is so funny to me.
he's
Poor
he's
poor
uh
Dan.
he's definitely a character. He's a
Yeah,
good dude though.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to speak on before we conclude this bizarre interview?
Well, I think I'm just gonna say, I really appreciate, you having me. I had a lot of fun, talking about my content and kind of like, the road that it took to get here, about the ARGs that I've covered, and kind of how they've influenced me and the community at large. Um, yeah, I had a lot of fun. I really appreciate your time and energy going into this.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
pretty sick.
I appreciate you having you on. It's cool to talk to people that aren't closeted gay men, trying to clear their name and get unbanned from a certain
Oh,
video game.
Jay,
Oh, Jay.
classic
Shout
Jay.
out Jay Defender, the
Hey,
GOAT.
if you guys are looking for context, just watch the other video on
Watch
this
the Jay
channel.
Defender interview.
It is by far the most entertaining thing
It
you'll
is by far
see
the most
outside of
video.
this. It is a video of all time.
It is
I'll
by
say
far
that
the
much.
most video of all time. And thank you so much for coming on, JoeCookee. And I look forward to a long and prosperous what is it, payment between from you to me, because this is gonna get 8 trillion views.
Yeah, dude. I hope
Anyway,
so.
anyway, it was good having you. I'll talk to you later, Joseph.
For sure, man. Thanks a ton.
Goodbye.